The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Kathy, you're dealing with stress?
Yes.
Yeah? Tell me what's going on.
Well, I had about a year ago, I had a series of traumatic events, within a week period. My house caught on fire. I had someone tried to break in, went through some storms, just a whole series of things. And I developed a tremor inside.
Okay.
And I don't shake on the outside. I shake on the inside. Okay. And my question is, I've had some people tell me I should rest totally, no stress, and other people tell me I should push on through it or I'll become agoraphobic or whatever. And so I'm not sure how to handle this situation.
Okay. And how long, this was a year ago, you said?
Yeah,
and
about a year.
Okay, and they all happened. It sounds like you had an acute stress reaction. I mean, so many things happened at once. And notice, it affects our body. It doesn't just affect our mind, which is critical, but it affects your body and your nervous system. And so you're saying you have tremors inside. Is it that you're feeling the shakiness all the time? Or how? Explain to me, are you feeling it in your legs, your feet, your hands, your whole torso, or your head, or what?
Well, it starts at the top and kind of works my way down to the bottom. And if I push myself, it's like the back of my legs really start trembling. And I have muscle twitches. And I've kind of got to where I don't like to go places now because things get on my nerves that never got on my nerves before. Like I've always been a really strong person. And it's just kind of frustrating. And I don't know what to do about it.
Okay, the very good news is that you have strengths. You've always been a very strong person. And what you want to do if I had that same type of trauma or injury, I want to be so supportive of myself. There's a skill in cognitive therapy. Cognitive is a dressy word for thinking therapy, where that tells you to treat yourself as you would your best friend. What would you tell your best friend if she went through a house fire, a break-in, and storms in 1 week? And a year later she's tremoring. What would you tell her?
Well, I would tell her that, I don't know.
Yeah, and she was always a strong person. She wasn't, wishy-washy or just always afraid of things. What would you tell her?
Well, I would tell her those events triggered something in her mind, I guess. I mean, I would tell her, I'm not sure what to tell her.
Okay, so that you're not knowing what to tell yourself either.
Right.
So, what happens with the best friend approach is that you approach it in a warm manner rather than in a self-critical one. So that's one skill that you want for yourself when you're thinking about working with yourself, to be very loving and supportive. Rather than, why can't I get over this? Oh my God, it's just me. Maybe I'll never change. Those type of thoughts are going to make you more relaxed or more nervous.
Right.
So if you have different self-talk, what you say to yourself, if you say to yourself, my gosh, this is an out-of-the-norm experience, meaning it doesn't happen every day to people, and this was severe trauma, to think my security was shaken, my home, being, fears of people breaking in maybe a little bit, or a house fire. And I need to deal with this on both the physical level and on the thinking level. And on the physical level, I want to learn relaxation techniques. I want to learn, and with relaxation, have you been trained in that at all?
No.
Oh, man. Oh, this would open up the world for you in terms of relaxing your body, because most of us don't know how to relax. We have tight shoulders, or we jut our jaw out, or crunch our teeth and shake our legs or whatnot. And people don't know that it's a skill to actually be able to release the tension in your body. And there are 3 basic methods to do it.
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
And there are 3 basic methods to do it, and you can use them all in combination too. But one of them is if you're relaxed, let's say, what's the most relaxing situation for you?
When I'm laying down, like sometimes I get so nervous, I just have to go lay down. Even though I don't want to sleep, I just lay down on my stomach and kind of think about good times in the past.
Wonderful, because one of the skills is making those special good times in the past, very good imagery, whether you were on a beach or in a mountain or with family, or very good moments. Collect them in your mind, maybe only 1 or 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, maybe you want a whole book of them. But imagery helps to recapture your world for you, and that will relax your body. Another thing is muscle relaxation. If you tensed your fists right now as we're talking, and keep them tense,
Mm-hmm.
and now gently let them go, let them float, just relax your fingers as they come out, and just think of your fingertips unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that it's more relaxing. And when you do that, you can learn what's called progressive relaxation, where you go through your whole body, learning how to relax each muscle group, the muscles in your face, the muscles in your arms, the muscles in your torso, your legs, and learn how to relax yourself. There are a lot of nice books, maybe a workshop you could go to, or maybe work with a therapist. And another thing is your breathing. When we get anxious, we tend to breathe more superficially. If you can learn nice, relaxing breathing to get your mind into a better state, that's great. But the payoff is actually the thinking component, and I would recommend a book, Mind Over Mood, that you can get at my website, drkenner.com. And what you want to do is to figure out, when you get anxious, what is triggering it, what thoughts, and I know we only have a second or more left, so I'm going to talk with you offline, but what thoughts are triggering it? Fear of a house fire, fear of break-ins? You need to deal with each specific thought and be able to answer it to restore your sense of safety again.
And here's a little more from Dr. Kenner.
I'm not sure I understand.
You got the brains. I want you to tutor him. Percy is flunking history. Nothing seems to be able to motivate him.
Hey, I'm challenged.
You're lazy, self-involved, and spoiled. That's quite the challenge. So, you're going to take on a little teaching job. I know how you enjoy teaching.
Yes, but I still have classes, and I don't...
Rosenberg, it's time to give something back to the community. I know you want to help your school out here. Ask me how I know.
How do you...
I just know.
And that is a perfect example of unearned guilt. Not earned guilt, but that global phrase that you may have heard or you may have used on yourself or other people, oh, I should give back to the community. I remember listening to one person who said, what did I take from the community? It's not like you stole something and you have to give something back. And guess how, if you wanted to use their language, you give something back to the community. You make yourself into a person that you love, and you pursue your dreams and your goals, and you become a person that is benevolent, warm. But you don't have to sacrifice. The minute you make people give up and tutor somebody that they don't want, as this case, and this was from Buffy, as in the case of Buffy, or have to give up their time, their energy that they would rather spend with their children for some cause they don't care about, even giving back to the community, you need to not fall into that trap of unearned guilt. If you've earned the guilt, then you need to make amends. But if you haven't earned the guilt, know the difference.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by Drs. Kenner and Locke.
Help protect one another against stress. Consider Sandra, who felt overwhelmed by stress. Although her job was intellectually challenging, her boss was bad-tempered and critical. He never praised good work and constantly blamed subordinates for bad results, most of which were due to his own poor leadership. The hours were long and unrelenting, often including weekends. Sandra went home every day in a tense and resentful mood. After this went on for some months, she asked for help. Her partner Scott suggested she seriously consider quitting her job, taking a rest for a while, and then searching for something better. He showed her how their budget could be adjusted to compensate for her lost salary. Sandra took his advice and her stress diminished dramatically. She subsequently found a better job with much less stress.
You can download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.